just imagine that this is the river of life. You're walking up the river of life and you come to these boulders and rocks and slippery places, but you've got a guide who's guiding you up it. That guide won't let you go. He will watch you every step of the way. If by faith we can walk across the slippery parts and trust him, we know that he is with us. We don't know that we're going to get across, but by faith we trust him. You see how it works? By faith we trust him. The rocks are slippery, and as life goes on, we're going to be forever stumbling. We're going to be falling. That's part of our sinful nature, is that we make mistakes. But there's one major difference. As we go up the river of life, experience tells us that it displeases God to keep making the same mistakes. So we don't walk on the same stones. We recognise when there's moss on the rocks and we don't stand on it. So it is with life. We recognise the mistakes we've made and we don't do it again. And the Spirit of God within us helps guide us so that we don't do those things. Because after all, we want to please the Lord. You've got to remember, eternal life is the bonus. That is the gift. That is not the reason why we walk up this terrible, treacherous river of life. You see, it's not the reason. The reason is that we've got to serve the Lord because he requires it. He asks us to serve him. Have you ever been hurt? Have you ever been discouraged? Have you ever thought that this life is meaningless? Have you ever sat down and thought, just what does this life mean? What is its purpose? Why are we here? What is the reason? I mean, here I am in God's beautiful creation with the birds, the bees, the flowers and the trees, and you look around and you see just what a mighty, awesome God we serve. You know, he's amazing. And he loves us so much more than all of this. It's an amazing thought, isn't it? How the God who made that river flow down there is the one who wants to live within us. It's a scary thought, because the God who created the flowers, the weeds, who created the moss, who created the stones, he put the heavens and the sky above us, and he caused the rain to fall, is the same one who wants to live within your soul. He wants to live within your body, your heart. Are you going to deny him today? Or are you going to say, yes, Lord, come and live within me? Follow him up the river of life to the beautiful city of gold. It's well worth it. I assure you, it's well worth it.
Gaze upon Jesus, look full in his wonderful face, and the things of earth will grow strangely dim in the light of his glory and grace.